Hey everyone, my name is Sanvi and I'm a junior at Stevenson High School. I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe during this time, and this presentation is the third part of an online community initiative designed to introduce STEM and medicine to students who might not have the opportunity to explore these careers. And today we're going to talk a little bit about physics. So there are many different fields in physics, and the first one that we have listed is mechanics. And mechanics is the different motions and the forces acted upon macroscopic objects. And macroscopic objects is just any objects we can see with our eyes and we don't need any microscopes to see. So that's a pretty broad field. And the next field we have is thermodynamics, which is the relationship between heat energy and other forms of energy, for example, like kinetic or chemical energy. Then we have electricity, which I'm sure many of you have heard of, but more specifically, electricity is studying the flow of electrons through different conductors, like wires and other materials. Then we have magnetism, which kind of goes hand in hand with electricity, because magnetism is the motion of electric charge, which can result in attraction and repulsion forces. Next, we have quantum theory, which is the behavior of matter and energy on the atomic and even subatomic levels. And this is, again, a really interesting field that I think some of you guys would really enjoy. Next, we have sound, which is the vibration in the form of sound waves through a medium. And when we think of a medium of sound, we usually think of air, but it could even be water or even a solid. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the careers in physics. So the first one that we have is research, and again, like research can really be whatever you want it to. You can research almost anything, so any of the fields on the previous slide that we talked about could be research or could be done in research. And then next we have engineering, and I've listed two types, structural engineer and design engineer. So a structural engineer would design things like buildings, bridges, and tunnels, and a design engineer, it's essentially like a more broad version of a structural engineer and can work in really any field designing products or processes. So physics is a really good kind of segue into engineering as well if you guys are interested in that. Next we have a teacher or professor, and if you enjoy like working with other people or if you enjoy explaining things to other people, this would be really good for you. Next we have an astrophysicist who would study the physical interactions of objects in space, like planets and stars, and how they differ from physical interactions on Earth. So now we're going to talk a little bit about how you guys can explore physics while you're still in school. So the first thing that we have is to look for internship opportunities, and this can be a really great way to get some hands-on experience and really immerse yourself in the field. And then we have stay up to date with the latest advances in the field. And I think just kind of knowing what's going on can be really helpful just to like keep your curiosity engaged and keep yourself interested in this. So going off of that, we're going to talk a little bit about the latest advances in physics. And I'm sure, as all of you know, it is one of humanity's like dreams to put people on Mars. So actually, NASA's Perseverance rover was set to launch in July 2020, and it will collect rock and soil samples on Mars. And this is one of the really big steps towards getting closer to actually putting people on Mars. So the next thing we have is that many physicists are interested in discovering and developing newer and more efficient batteries. And one example of this is lithium-ion batteries, which are rechargeable and can store energy. And the main reason why this is really applicable to our lives today is because if this can be scaled properly, it could work in very big things like electric cars and could really only, like some people think it might even overpower gasoline power in the future. Next, we have building more powerful particle accelerators. So particle accelerators use electromagnetic fields to push charged particles like protons or electrons very, very fast. And so this would, again, just be able to further our knowledge of the particles in our world and everything that we know about science, really. So that's all we have for today. Thank you guys so much for listening, and hope you continue to stay safe, and yeah, have a great day.